Hey there, welcome to Product Marketing Genius. I'm your host, Nitin Kartik. As the best-selling author of Product Marketing Wisdom and one of the top 100 most influential product marketers who has been featured on BBC TV and in Times Square, I know that leaders are lifelong learners. And that is why on this show, we learn from some of the best minds out there. And today, my friends, our product marketing genius is Al Lalani, who is founder and CEO at Omnibound. So Al, welcome. Tell us about your journey into product marketing.
Awesome, Nitin. Thank you for inviting me. Very, very good to be here. I'm Al Lalani, founder and CEO of Omnibound. Omnibound was born of a concern that as B2B marketers, and specifically product marketers, we have the ability to access a lot of data, but we've been doing it so humanly prior to AI. And now with AI, we are able to kind of connect some of those data sources at some scale using Claude Code or what have you that some of our peers are starting to do. But there's so much data out there that we need to analyze and make decisions from. Decisions around positioning, decisions around messaging, decisions around competitive differentiation, decisions around many, many other factors like that. And what we decided was to make it easier for product marketers to collect all that data. We call it context. And that context is collected from different sales conversations to support tickets, to emails, to competitive information, to internal product documentation, to internal chats within your own teams. There's so much data that's lost within communications with prospects, with customers, with teams, internally, our partners, that we want to surface. We want to then intelligently identify the right insights. We want to then take those insights and derive the right actions that product marketers can then take. It could be as simple as defining and updating your battle cards because certain competitive insights just came up on certain calls over the last week. Or it could be creating other assets. And so we want to be able to collect those data pieces, derive insights, and drive asset creation, make life easier for product marketers using AI, so that they can focus on what they do best. Figuring out the right positioning, figuring out the right messaging, figuring out the right tactics that would work within their industry, rather than trying to make sense of data and trying to create assets in 7 different languages, which no one wants to do.
Excellent. Wow. Absolutely fabulous. So thank you for telling us about the company. Now, Al, we're going to play a round of Would You Rather.
Okay.
So I'm going to ask you 5 Would You Rather questions.
All right.
And I'd like you to answer each in about 1 minute or so. Okay. So let's see how we can do this lightning round.
All right.
So here we go.
It.
All right. So Al, first question. Would you rather build a new category or dominate an existing one, and why?
Look, I've built a few companies now. This is my third. And I'm of the opinion that the world has a lot of problems, but a lot of them are being solved on a regular basis. So when a new thing like AI comes in, you have the opportunity to go both directions. I personally believe that with AI, you can take an existing category and really, really revamp it. People used to collect data in different ways before. People would create battle cards in different ways before. People would do win-loss analysis in different ways before. And what used to be done 4, 5, 6 years ago is obsolete now, because with AI, you can do significantly more. So I'm of the opinion you can do a lot more with existing things, but a lot better with AI. And that's the direction we're thinking.
Love that. Excellent answer. Wonderful. Thank you.
Yeah.
Next question. Al, would you rather simplify a complex product or explain its complexity better, and why?
If you ask me as a product person, I want to simplify an existing product. But if you ask me as a marketer, I want to simplify the messaging of the complex product that I have. Look, we are all trying to build significantly more bigger, complex products. The simpler problems in life have sort of been solved. We've been in the SaaS age for 20 years now. We've solved all the simple problems, so to speak, in a way. So what you build now has to have differentiation, which means it truly has to solve a complex problem, which means the product is complicated. But as a marketer, my job is to simplify the messaging and communication of a very complicated product, to dumb it down into a simple pain point and a solution that everyone understands.
Everyone understands. That's the key thing. So I love that. Excellent answer. Wonderful. Next question. Okay. So Al, Would you rather solve one painful problem extremely well or 10 problems moderately well, and why?
I mean, you always want to solve a big painful problem really well, especially depending on what stage you are in. Look, I mean, early on, you have to solve one big problem really, really well, different and better than everyone else. That's how you differentiate. That's how you stand out. There are times when you have to do the other as well. There are times when you have to solve smaller problems, and it's sort of the context matters. But when it comes to really building big companies, you take one problem on its head that others aren't solving well, and you crash it or crush it.
There you go, crush it. I love that. Excellent answer. Wonderful. Next question. Okay, Al. Would you rather launch fast and iterate or delay until everything is perfect, and why?
This one's the simplest one. And no one needs to kind of debate on that. Launch fast, iterate every single time. No, absolutely no reason to do the other in today's age.
Simple answer. I like that.
There we go.
Sometimes the simple answer is the best answer. Excellent.
100%.
Right, here we go. Last question.
Yeah.
Al, would you rather release fewer high-impact features or many incremental improvements, and why?
Yeah. I think there's a time and age for both in this case. So again, with some of the first few questions, there's gray area. I think you always want to release less number of features that are very highly impactful. So that's the generic answer that you want to give. But there are times when you want to make incremental impacts as well, because there are times where you know your feature is being adopted, but there are certain specific things that are stopping adoption drastically. For us, that might be, for example, connectors into certain systems. That's a smaller add-on, but it enables a whole new market of people that can use our product. That's a small piece of a feature, if you will. But in most cases, you're trying to take bigger features and solve them deeply rather than doing itsy-bitsy parts of it in general.
I love it. Excellent answer. Absolutely fabulous. Wonderful. So thank you, Al. Folks, there you have it. Please reach out to Al for more insights. And for even more insights, be sure to check out my book, Product Marketing Wisdom, which just completed about 20 weeks on the bestseller list. Check it out at productmarketingwisdom.com, and see you next time on Product Marketing Genius.